call me Sammy Maina of Mpesa because that's what I was doing before I relocated back home. Maina wa Mpesa.
A few weeks ago, Sammy was back in the US as part of an advance team that organized Hon Raila Odinga's recent visit to Washington, D.C.
I met Baba in the US way back in New York. We just interacted for just a few seconds. And from that time, we've been buddies.
Sammy opens up about why he relocated back to Kenya and his very special relationship with the Odinga family. Before relocating back to Kenya, Sammy Maina lived in the US for more than 8 years. In Boston, he was commonly referred to as Sammy wa Mpesa. A few weeks ago, Sammy was back in the US as part of an advance team that organized Hon Raila Odinga's recent visit to Washington, D.C. In the show today, Sammy opens up about why he relocated back to Kenya and his very special relationship with the Odinga family. This is Diaspora Life, and I'm your host, Chris Omalwa. Enjoy. Since I moved to America almost 20 years ago, I've taken countless trips to Boston. The flight from Philadelphia International Airport to Boston's Logan is short, just under 2 hours. Most of my trips here have been to cover the annual Boston Marathon, an event that has always been dominated by Kenyan runners. My business and social life, however, have always been beyond metropolitan Boston to the cities of Worcester and Lowell. These two cities account for more than half of Kenyan population in Massachusetts. It's also where most Kenyan politicians and businesses first stop when they want an easily assembled Kenyan crowd. In fact, it's believed that before many Kenyans, especially Kikuyus from Central Province, started to migrate down south, central, and west to states like Delaware, Texas, and Seattle in Washington, the Boston area boasted of almost half the Kenyan population in the US. Today, I've come to Boston for two reasons. First is to meet and break bread with my longtime friend, a former diaspora from this area who relocated back to Kenya a few years ago. So I met Sammy Maina here in Draycott County on this big farm owned by a Kenyan couple, Francis Kang'ethe Gige and his wife, Catherine Kang'ethe. So we are here today. This is it's called Lowell, Massachusetts, and this farm is owned by a Kenyan. So when they heard that I was coming to Boston, they invited me for Nyama Choma. So today really it's this men's meeting. Usually what happens is that most men, Kenyan men who live around here on a weekend like today, they usually come together just to interact and have Nyama Choma, talk about the good old times. So Sammy, the reason I came here is because it's almost about 10 years ago, you took me to a place, and I've never been to a place like that. I'm told that place is closed, but...
Yes, it's closed. But we still do it, my friends, you see them, here it's all about work.
Yeah.
Monday to Monday is just work. So when guys get an opportunity to sit together and discuss, matters, investments, back home, others, community work that they do here once in a while, it's always good to make a point to come together every weekend, sit and share Nyama Choma and, just talk about many issues.
Exactly.
And I think it's very medicinal.
It is very important.
It releases a lot of stress.
Exactly.
When guys come together and discuss.
Mm. We invite you to join us as we sample Nyama Choma from the Kenyan men in Lowell, Massachusetts. The initial idea was for us to enjoy a spring evening on a farm and have some Nyama Choma fresh from the farm. Unfortunately, the weather this evening is terrible. Very strong winds are blowing in from the Atlantic Ocean, bringing with them a cold spring chill, scuttling our nyamachoma plants. All this is 10?
Yeah.
And all these 20.
Yeah.
This
Hii inabeba hii. Hii wala acha nichukue hii. Hata ikiwezekana tukule leo.
this is...
Tutachukua hiyo na kuku ni how much?
$10.
But before we go back to town, I want to first speak to this couple, considered by many as one of the most successful families in this area. I mean, a Kenyan family.
I can get this.
Yes,
This is a beautiful place you have.
thank you.
How long have you lived here?
In the US?
No, in this place.
In this place,
yeah.
actually in this place we came here in April of 2020. But like a minute from here, we'll definitely go there. We have our house there. We have 2 homes. So this is our second home. So whenever we are in the farm, this is where we live.
So we are in the farm right now.
We are in the farm right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this farm, it's a big farm, and there's so much that is going on here.
Yes.
But how big is this farm?
It's 20 acres.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the farm is 20 acres. We have a lot of apple trees over there. We have goats and cows and chicken, you know, and it's beautiful.
20,
Yes.
20 acres, brother, in
Yes.
America. Brother.
Right.
Eh?
Yes.
Did you hit the lottery?
No. It's by the grace of God, you know.
Mhm.
And we really thank God because it's the Lord who gave us this opportunity.
Uh-huh.
So it's not something that we had planned, but it's a favor of the Lord. So, and we can't thank Him enough.
So how did you come to acquire this beautiful piece of earth, man?
Like I said, you know, God gave us an opportunity. You know, we were able to meet up with a gentleman who owned this place, and he was relocating from Massachusetts to North Carolina. And like I said, by the grace of God, you know, he shared, you know, his story with us, and we were interested, you know, in acquiring this place.
So now, this is not your first business, or so to speak.
Yes.
Before we talk about what you're doing on this farm, you guys already had some businesses.
Yeah, of course we do. Professionally, both of us, we are nurses. So we have 2 healthcare agencies, very independently, and we still run the businesses, you know. Like I said, it's the favor of the Lord. We thank God. It's not, we can just pat ourselves and say that, you know, it is our effort or our knowledge, but it is by the grace of God. And, you know, we are so thankful to Him.
As for Sammy Maina, beyond just catching up and reminiscing on the good old days, I would love to know how life back in Kenya has been to him. How does it compare with life abroad? This is important because over time, a pattern has emerged when it comes to diaspora returnees. Majority of those who relocate back home find themselves back again on the international trails within the first few years of returning back. Why is that the case? So I invited Maina to my hotel lobby for a one-on-one.
My name is Sammy Maina, aka Maina wa Mpesa.
They call you Mpesa?
Yeah, they call me Sammy Maina of Mpesa because that's what I was doing before I relocated back home. I used to do the Mpesa thing, sending money back to Kenya. And also I'm one of the few people who started the international calling, pinless.
Yeah.
I mean, people in Kenya don't know what that is about. But when you're calling internationally in Kenya, in the US, it's an extra amount of money that you have to buy on the side. That's what I used to do. Otherwise, I came to the US in the year 2000. With the Sabbath 24th, I remember so well. And I lived in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, for 8 years before I came to Boston, Massachusetts for 7 years. And now I've been back home for about 6 years now.
Yeah, Sam, that is my interest today. Today we are talking about diaspora home and abroad.
Yes.
It's a difficult decision to live here in the US for some time.
It is.
Or Europe or Canada, you know, just generally Maju, and make the decision to relocate back home.
Yes.
At what point did you come to that decision to relocate back home?
As you know, Chris, it's never as easy as people think in the US. But anyway, my wife and I have decided way back that if we ever raise any kids, it has to be back home.
Yeah.
We have never wanted to raise our kids in the US.
Yeah.
Reasons well known to us.
Yeah.
But the major thing is we've always wanted our kids to be more of Kenyans than Americans.
Yeah.
As much as they are American citizens, and so do we, you know, but we just felt it would be easier for us and better for us if we raised them back home.
Yeah.
So before we went back home, when my daughter was 2 years plus, and our son about 6 months, you know, we had to rush in a hurry before they got used to the American system.
Yeah.
Because it would be difficult to take them back when they're already in this system, you know.
Yeah.
So Saizi, wow, they're very much Kenyans, but you saw, you know, the American citizens. So at some point they will always want to come back home.
This is the home.
Yes.
This is the home.
Yeah.
So Sam, you've been in Kenya for close to 8 years. Again,
Around,
our viewers will want to know the comparative experience. Where life is better where? People always ask me that question. How is the US? Give us advantages of the US.
You know, the US.
Just make a comparative.
It's not as easy. Relocating back home is not easy, because hapa, you know, systems work. You know, you want to get a small loan to do this mortgage, you just tap within 10 minutes. You already know whether you have mortgage or not. You know, here systems rather. But yes, in Kenya, things have really changed lately. There's, especially with the introduction of the Huduma centers
and e-citizenship,
and all that. Things are changing, but you know, nyumbani ni nyumbani tu. However, hata kama ni nini in the US, home is still some joy that you get when you're back home. Yeah. Kuna less of a stress than here. You know, here the routines here, the you know, hapa uko always tensed. Yeah. There's something that nyumbani iko ambayo is so relaxed. Yeah. Relaxed. Friendship, family. Yeah. Getting together with buddies. Hapa, you know, you have to really plan. Yeah. To just get that day off. Of work, you know. That's true. And when you're off, you're looking for friends, they're all busy. You know, nyumbani too much.
But maybe the most interesting thing about Maina is the people he hangs around with. People in very high places. Maina's family is very close to the Odingas. For my viewers from abroad, Raila Odinga is currently a serious front-runner in the upcoming presidential elections in Kenya. Maina has Honorable Raila's wireless phone on his speed dial. How cute is that? You went to Kenya to start up some business.
Yes.
How did it go?
Let me just say, I'm one of the. I don't like using the word lucky. I prefer using the word blessed. Yeah. The biashara that I went to start, I started in Kisumu, zile za boats. Yeah. It kicked off very well. Yeah. In a good trajectory. Actually, now is when things are getting difficult, but it started off well.
Yeah.
Kisumu was very hospitable to me and my family, and thanks to my friends, including Baba.
Yeah.
He came and launched my biashara.
Yeah.
And Baba akisema kitu ni kila mtu anafuata.
That's true.
So I'm one of the blessed people that I got a soft landing. Kisumu was very good for us.
Awesome. We'll talk about why you're here this time,
Yeah.
But let's talk briefly about your friendship with Baba.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can confidently say that you're one of the closest people in the diaspora that I know who are close to Baba.
Yes.
I'm saying this because I remember you're with him all the places when, during that period after the elections in 2013.
Sabbatical. When you took the sabbatical leave.
Yeah. Please speak briefly about your relationship with the Honorable Raila Odinga.
Baba is one of the best human beings. One of the best human beings. Ambaye anatembea this. One, he's big. But Baba ndani yake, he is never that big. Baba is just a kawaida person. Baba hakuagi na whether you're a king ama wewe ni mtu akufanyia hoteli. He treats people the same.
Mm-hmm.
He is very humble, very accommodative. He's just a special person. So I met Baba in the US way back in New York. We just interacted for just a few seconds. And from that time, we've been buddies. You know very well, we've been with you in Florida, remember?
Yeah.
Atlanta, DC. Baba is Baba never loses friends, no matter what. And it doesn't matter the class.
Yeah.
Hiyo ndio Baba huwa hana class. You're a friend, you're a friend.
The friendship between Honorable Raila and Maina is personal and genuine. Everybody knows this. In fact, the reason why Maina is in the US is because he was part of an advanced team that organized Honorable Raila's recent trip to the US. I also came to Boston because I was told Kenyans in this area had opened up a joint that serves Kenyan food, music, and dance. This is a first because for all its population density, the Kenyan community in this area has never really had a Kenyan joint worth writing home about. COVID-19 is slowly going away and people are emerging from hibernation. The need for a nice Kenyan hangout is very high, and so, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present to you 254 Bar and Grill, owned and run jointly by young Kenyans in Lawrence, Massachusetts. The first of this joint is this young guy, Julius Kamau, a bubbly, fun-loving, full of energy Kenyan.
What's 254 and when did it begin?
254 is a Kenyan joint, whereby Kenyans come, have Kenyan meals, have a drink, and have a good time. And also not just Kenyans, it's all Africans, Ugandans, Tanzanians, and the whole of Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, they have given us very good support, and they're coming and we are having a very good conversation when they come there about Africa. So it's something that we started 2 months. We should have started almost 2 years, but COVID struck.
Yeah.
And we were stranded for 2 years, but now the COVID
it's gone
and people are coming back and everybody is enjoying, because 2 years being indoors is something very, very crazy for most of the people. So now everybody is out and they're coming in, we're having a good time.
Awesome. So, like you said, many Kenyan businesses were closed because of COVID-19, and you've been open for 2 months right now. How is the business? How is it so far?
We can complain, though we started during winter. Now we're heading to the busy season of summer, but still we've seen very good support, mostly from our people, the Kenyan people, the business people around Lawrence area, Lowell area, they're very coming in. The office people, you know, they're coming to support the business. So
Awesome.
we're appreciating that.
I'm really happy that Kenyans are supporting you, because we for the most part we've always complained that Kenyans don't support Kenyan-owned businesses, and definitely that's not your experience.
No. And not just me. Around here in Lawrence and Lowell and in Boston area, most people who have ventured in business, mostly like group homes, home cares, transportation, they've been supported so much by our community. So we have a very strong community in Boston that is strongly into business. So it is way conjoined. If you're doing transportation, you need to eat. I give you food.
Yeah.
If you're doing home care in the offices, you need to pass by and have something. We have it. So we are all conjoined and we are all Kenyans. And even now our Africans are joining in to give us that push so we can all succeed in these far away from home, you know.
Awesome. What's popular at T5? Is it the music, the drinks, or the food, or what?
We'll say it depends on the time. During the day, the food is very popular. We have the matumbo. We're doing wet fry with ugali, tilapia with ugali, rice, chapo, samosa sausages. So these are things that people don't get anytime. So now that we have it every time, the traffic is good. Yeah, and then during the evening, people want to sit and talk. So there is the drinks, enjoying the drinks, and definitely playing African music. This is something that most of the Africans don't enjoy from other restaurants and other pubs, because they play their native music, and we have to beg for a single song. But now it's fully African, Afrobeat, gengeton, mogili, everything. We're doing it, so that's a plus to the Africans.
I was first struck by the location of this Kenyan joint, right in the middle of one of the busiest streets in this locality. More than 90% of businesses on these streets are owned by the Latino community. In fact, people around here hardly speak English. It's purely Spanish. America is a multicultural society, and so people from here and other parts of the world experience foreign and exotic cultures through food, music, and festivals. The fact that these young Kenyans have opened up a Kenyan joint on this prime street speaks to their strong sense of patriotism as Kenyans in the land of their sojourn. This is a window through which the world can see, taste, and experience the Kenyan culture. And, in fact, this is happening in the funniest and interesting way. This lady DJ here is spinning bongo and Kenyan bangers like she was born in East Africa. But no, she has never even been to Africa. The following day, I spoke with her briefly.
Yesterday, that club is predominantly African, Kenyan, to be more precise. And when you came in, my first reaction was, does she really, is she coming? What kind of music? But then I was really impressed by how you do it. But before we talk about that, please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Yeah, so my name is Wyoming DJ Wyo. I was born and raised in Boston, from Puerto Rican descent. So as far as with the rhythm, I think that's my foundation word. Caribbean, and that's basically my main natural ability to adapt to that club is when you hear that rhythm, that's how I just flow with it. So I'll have
what did you study? How did you come to get into the? Did you learn about African music, or you just?
When I started at the club. So my first introduction to Afro music is Afrobeat. In my opinion, that's commercial, what I would call commercial.
Yeah.
Versus like Kenyan music. Now, when I started at the club,
yeah,
and you guys introduced me to Kenyan music, I was like, wow, this is hot. I fell in love with this. So, as a person that loves music, I like to do my research and it's been ongoing from there. But it's honestly the people that come in to request music. Like, I'm there to please everyone and have everyone have a great time. So if it wasn't for them, they're the ones that educate me on what they want to hear and what's good and what not.
And oh, one last thing before I fly back home to Delaware. This is Mercy, Sammy Maina's beautiful wife. It's her birthday, y'all. This is her day, and therefore, it's her dance. That concludes our show today. We hope you enjoyed the show. Join us again next week as we bring you more stories from the diaspora. Enjoy your weekend.